Suitcase in my hand, Jack in his car, Janie in a vest, and me, I'm in a rock and roll band, riding in a Studs Bearcat. Well, those were different times. Poets studied rules of verse, and ladies, they roll their eyes. Sweet Jane, sweet Jane, oh, sweet, sweet Jane. Now Jackie is a banker, and Jane, she's a clerk. Both of them, they save their money when they get home from work. Ooh, sitting by the fire, the radio just plays the march of wooden soldiers, and you can hear Jack say, Sweet Jane, sweet Jane, oh, sweet, sweet Jane. Some people go out dancing, there's other people we got to work, and there's even evil mothers, they tell you that life is just made of dirt, that the pretty women never faint, that the villains always blink their eyes, the children are the only ones who blush, and that life is just to die. But anyone who ever had a heart, oh, they wouldn't turn around and break it. And anyone who ever played the part, oh, wouldn't turn around and hate it. Sweet Jane, sweet Jane, oh, sweet, sweet Jane. Heavenly wine and roses seem to whisper her name. Heavenly wine and roses seem to whisper her name. Sweet Jane, sweet Jane, oh, sweet, sweet Jane, sweet, sweet Jane. Shout out!
Shout out.
Thank you, friends, so much for joining us for another Sugar Lime Blue Sunday shout out. This is Dave. I'm Ashley of Sugar Lime Blue, and this Sunday shout out is going out to Jane Tate. Jane, we adore you. Thank you so much for letting us take your Joe on the road with us. We will see everybody next week with another Sugar Lime Blue Sunday shout out. Please like, share, subscribe, ring that bell so you never miss a shout out. Shout out.
Shout out.
They say, take that house and burn it down.
The thing about Lou Reed is,
There's so many things about Lou Reed.
well, the big thing to me was that when I heard him, I was like, what is this music? Like, when I was young, I heard it, which now I realize is like the embodiment of rock and roll. Like, is anybody as rock and roll as Lou Reed is my question, because I literally heard the music and was like, I don't even know what I'm listening to. Like, it was like the Walk on the Wild Side song.
Yeah.
Ooh, babe, take a walk on the wild
Yeah.
side. And I was like, it's catchy, but it's not. It's strange. It's different. It doesn't make any sense to me as like a teenager. Like, and I probably heard it years after it came out, and it was still kind of like, huh? And then like the more I've read and the more I've listened to Lou Reed, the more I realize that he's just straight up rock and roll. Like he doesn't claim to be like an accomplished musician. He's just like, no, this is what I'm doing. And it's
how much more rock and roll can you be?
I mean,
Just
how
know
much
this
more
is
rock
what
and
I'm
roll can you
doing.
be?
Yeah.
And it's like, his songs are cool. He has a lot of cool songs, and like we've already done one. We've done Sweet Nothing.
Yeah.
And now we've
I
done.
thought we did another one by him too.
And now we've done this one. I think that was the only one, but I could be wrong.
I don't know now.
And I'm just here to say, I'm all in for Lou Reed. I got to check out more. I should listen. I don't know why I haven't listened to more, honestly.
Well, like everything, degrees of separation. We actually played with a person for a while that teched for Lou Reed, which is really cool.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know why I didn't listen to more of him then.
I don't know either.
But I think it's like, maybe as musicians, sometimes you get that like thought process of like, oh, this isn't good music, or this isn't as
You
maybe
again
polished as I'd
with
like to
your
hear.
objective, subjective,
Yeah.
artistic.
Well, the polished, like I think,
information.
like a lot of times musicians, especially, want to hear something a certain way, and when they don't hear it, they kind of maybe give up on it early.
Let me pose this to you. Could it be that perhaps some of the artists that you grew up with, that are like your comfort zone artists, and that you've slowly added to your circle, they have there's a certain sound, and you gravitate toward something that's on the outer rim of that musical comfort zone, and so then you slowly add artists and expand that bubble of artists that you enjoy, but you still want to remain within that. And if somebody's kind of over here orbiting in a different sphere,
Maybe for
you're like,
some people, maybe for a lot of people, maybe for some people, but for me, like when I was a teenager, I was listening to Kenny Rogers and Mozart and Led Zeppelin and the Beatles and Motley Crue.
Yeah.
So and I also listened to like Run DMC and like early rap music at the same time, and I would go from one to the other. So I don't know that it was anything in particular about
I would
any one
challenge
artist.
you
but
to say,
you can only listen to
is
so
there
much.
a common thread in all those things other than your listenership? Like, go away from here and ponder, is there a common thread with the artists that you gravitated toward, that you wanted to put together in your sphere of listenership?
I don't think so, but maybe.
That's why I said you have to go away and think about
Right.
it, because it could be a faint thread that you wouldn't know unless you put it all together and look at it.
I think a lot of what people like in their vocabulary of what they like has to do less so to do with personal tastes, and more so maybe that your personal taste, well, let me rephrase that. Maybe more so that your personal tastes develop through your exposure to music. And it's not that you don't like somebody. Like, so you hear somebody a lot, and then you decide whether you like them or don't like them. And then there's
if you give them a chance to listen to them.
Then
a lot,
there's
though.
the artists that you don't really hear enough to make a decision on, and then there are the artists that you're never really exposed to. And I would say that maybe Lou Reed fell more into that category, because every time I've heard him, I've been like, wow, I really like that. That's ingenious, or that's different, or it caught my ear. Even if I didn't like it, it would pull me in because it's rock and roll, dang it.
Well, it's different. There's something different. And I will say this as a person who gravitates to the lyrical bits of the song. He is verbose in a lot of his lyrical writing, and very Dylan-y in the way that he smashes a bunch of words in a space where I wouldn't naturally do that. Yeah, he just smashed them words right in there. Yeah, he's gonna say it. So there is something to that type. That's part of the reason I asked, because I love Dylan, and I like to listen to the way that his mind puts those lyrics in those little spaces. And I think Lou Reed, because he's got that similar quality, because I already like Dylan, I gravitate toward wanting to hear more because of that.
How How many people can fit 2 pages of lyrics into one 3.5-minute song?
Well, at least 2 of them.
Right. Like, I think he can fit it into about 1 minute and 45 seconds, because I think there's a couple songs where it's like super short song,
And
tons of lyrics.
Hip hop artists too. I wonder if hip hop artists were influenced by like that Dylan kind of cadence. Interesting theory.
Hard to know.
Ha. Ha.
Hard to know.